Hiya, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make your very own Slammy award. It's just a really cheap way of making one rather than actually going out and buying a replica because they can be really expensive. So you're going to need 2 wrestling figures. Doesn't really matter which ones you got. You want ones with the arms moving though, and the ones where you can bend the hands as well at the wrists. They are the best ones to use because you can obviously bend them in the right way to balance them on top of each other. So you want one slamming the other, so you want his hands up above his head, and then the other one's going to rest on top like this. And I'm basically going to get the one that's holding the other one up in the position I want him in, and so he doesn't move, I'm literally going to take some super glue and glue every joint that there is. So I've got to do the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, anywhere where it moves, even the neck, so it stays still and doesn't move at all when you're finished, because you don't want to put it all together and then it end up one of the arms slip down and moves and the whole thing just falls apart. Okay, so then I'm going to get the second one. So you want his arms out, one leg slightly higher than the other, and then he's going to sit on top of there, and then I've got to glue him on next. But before that I've got to do the same thing with him. Now that I've got him in the position I want, I am going to take the glue again and again, every joint I'm going to glue so it stays in place. The reason I'm using super glue is because it holds it in place really well and it dries actually really easily. Though I would suggest if you use super glue, wear gloves because it's really hard to get off your skin. So yeah, I've done all this before I actually put my gloves on. So once both of them are dried, I'm going to stick them together. So I'm going to put some glue on one of the hands and on the chest of the other. So I'm going to hold these in place just for a few seconds while it sticks together. Carefully let it balance. Then I'm going to put some more glue on the other hand and his leg. Because of the way the legs are sitting, his hand actually touches both legs, so it actually sticks to it a lot easier and makes it a bit more steady. So this is what it looks like when it's dry. They're all stuck together nicely. Now I've got this wooden little round box that I'm going to use for the stand. You can just use a normal round box and glue this on there, but I want to make this into like a little trinket box thing where you can keep things in as well, so it's actually useful as well. So I'm actually going to draw around the feet and make a hole in the ankle of the foot. I'm going to take a screw and screw the figures actually onto this rather than just glue them, just to make it a little bit more sturdy. So I've just taken one screw for each foot and I'm holding the figures in place as I screw the screw in. This is what it looks like when it's done, and now I'm going to paint it using some gold spray paint. Now this is actually quite cheap spray paint, I think it's $3.99 from Aldi, but it literally works on anything. I thought I might have to use a primer for these figures, but they work on plastic, metal, and the coverage is really good. I would have thought I'd needed a few coats as well, but seriously, one coat and you couldn't see any of the tattoos, any of the like boots or anything. It all just came out one colour. You couldn't see anything after that first coat, so this is actually really good stuff, but it was really cheap. So you don't want to put a really thick layer on, just take your time, spray every single angle, make sure it's completely covered, and once it's dry you want to paint the wooden part. So I've just got some black acrylic paint and I'm just going to cover that in the paint and let it dry, and you're nearly done. This might actually take a couple of coats because some of the gold went onto the wood and that needed a couple of coats to actually cover it. And then this is what it's like when it's dry. so I left the inside still wooden rather than actually painting the inside because I want a little bit of a contrast there. So I'm just going to get some painter's tape and just put it on the side just to keep the box closed while I put the plaque on the front. Now the plaque is just a gold piece of card that I've just written Slammy on there and co-best nephew, so I'm going to give this to my nephew. I've got 2 nephews, so I can't have best nephew, so I have to be co-best. And because I want this box to still open, I'm just going to put glue on the bottom half of this, so that way it's just stuck to the bottom half of it, and you can still, the lid still, but still opens up. So I'm just using some hot glue for this. I'm going to hold it down until it's stuck, and that's it. You're done. It's finished. Your Slammy is finished. You can award yourself with a Slammy without going out and spending a couple of £100 for one of the replicas, and you can use whatever character you want. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. See you in my next video. Bye!